Donald Trump's old, aged, and diminished mental capacity just became one of the top issues in this election, or as George Conway says, Donald Trump is too old, too convicted, too indicted, too impeached, too much of a rapist, and too much of a psycho to run for president. The Republicans really should have a conversation amongst themselves to choose a new nominee now. The convicted felon, adjudicated sexual assaulter, and Jeffrey Epstein's former best friend is making posts about President Biden's decision not to run for re-election. Let me show you the unhinged posts by Donald Trump. Then I want to share with you a video that we made at the MeidasTouch network. Actually, 2 videos we made, and 1 video on Vice President Harris. Here's what Donald Trump wrote. He goes, "Crooked Joe just got knocked out, so now I'll have to do it a 4th time," and he puts 4th time in all caps, spreading more election lies and disinformation, I see. And then he writes, "Crooked Joe Biden is the worst president by far in the history of our nation. He has done everything possible to destroy our country, from our southern border to energy dominance, national security, international standing, and so much more. He was annihilated in an earth-shattering debate, and now the corrupt and radical Democrats are throwing him overboard. He was not fit to serve from the very beginning, but the people around him lied to America about the complete, total mental, physical, and cognitive demise. Whoever the left puts up now will just be more of the same. Make America great again." Look, every single thing he's saying there is a lie, from the fact that actually border crossings are down now. America is energy independent for the first time. America has historic low unemployment under President Biden. Wages are up. The stock market's double basically what it was under Donald Trump. I'm sure your 401ks are doing better. I can go on and on and on, from the Infrastructure Act, the PACT Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, the CHIPS Act, of President Biden's accomplishments, but we all know that Donald Trump lies about everything. Then he did another one here where he goes, "Crooked Joe Biden," just post. I just think Americans are going to reject this chaos of Donald Trump. Crooked Joe Biden, not fit to run for president, certainly not fit to serve, blah, 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 blah. You get what he's going to say here. It's just more of the same annoying insults over and over again, like a petulant third grader leading the Republican Party. Plus, he's an adjudicated sexual assaulter, and more. Let me just share with you the video that we made here at the MeidasTouch network, showing you Donald Trump's steep mental decline. I think this video is going to be an important one now in the election, and I think it shows you how mentally incapacitated Donald Trump is. Here, let's show you this video. Play it.
And my stupid people, when I wanted to refute it, they said, "Sir, don't dignify it with a rebuttal."
Have you been noticing peculiar behavior recently in someone you know?
Carried out by
Someone who mixes fiction and reality?
the late, great Hannibal Lecter. He's a wonderful man.
Perhaps someone of advanced age you have known for years.
Did you just see Maduro, Venezuela? It's unbelievable, Venezuela.
Of course, we all have our goofs. But consistently odd behavior can be a sign of frontotemporal dementia, a degenerative disease of the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain that dramatically impairs cognitive function. And there are some key signs to look out for, like slurring words.
The failing New York Times by anonymous, really anonymous.
Struggling to find the correct words is another sign.
The Mueller report, I wish, covered the oranges of the investigation.
You may also notice someone veering into incoherent ideas, detached from reality.
You know what I'd do if there was a shark or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time. I'm not getting near the shark.
Or an inability to complete simple sentences.
Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat.
Other notable symptoms include impaired motor function, such as a wavering limb, and decreased balance, often accompanied by a signature lean or arched stance. If someone you know is demonstrating several or all of these symptoms, they are seriously unwell. As a matter of safety, they must be relieved of critical responsibilities and disqualified from any position of authority. Remember, Frontotemporal dementia is a degenerative disease. Cognitive function will never return and will only deteriorate further. Don't ignore the signs.
Here's another video we prepared at the MeidasTouch Network showing you Donald Trump's inability to basically say individuals' names and just complete basic sentences. Here, play this clip.
I think he should take a cognitive test like I did. I took a cognitive test and I aced it. Doc Ronnie Johnson. Does everyone know Ronnie Johnson, congressman from Texas? He was the White House doctor. How good did Elise Stepanek do? You know, we've endorsed Dr. Oz. We've endorsed JP, right? JD Mandel, and he's doing great. Jimmy Connors is good. He's also happy.
Mike Bolton, John Bolton is here. Mike Bolton, as you know, is in Russia. And there was progress today. I look forward to solving it.
Thank you, Steve. It was Trump's fault. It's always Trump's fault. Can it ever be like Rick Gates's fault? I mean, it's always Trump's fault, Rick. By the way, they never report the crowd on January 6th. You know, Nikki Haley, you know, did you know they destroyed all of the information, all of the evidence, everything? Deleted and destroyed all of it, because of lots of things. Like Nikki Haley is in charge of security. We offered her 10,000 people. We have some of our great business leaders and leaders, period, right behind me. I may ask Marilyn Lockheed. We appreciate it very much, Tim Apple. Yes, please, Mr. Kurd.
Thank you very much for your time.
You know what was interesting? Joe Biden won against Barack Hussein Obama. Has anyone ever heard of him? Arrest their leading political opponent, and leading by a lot, including Obama. I'll tell you what, you take a look at Obama and take a look at some of the things that he's done. And Putin, you know, has so little respect for Obama that he's starting to throw around the nuclear word today. You heard that, nuclear.
Thanks for giving your first comments on the bill on this show. It means a lot to us. We appreciate it, sir. Thanks a lot.
You have a deal. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Joe Bright, this guy is just the worst. So will Christian ever run for president against you? And you heard the prime minister, you heard maybe have Matt Blum speak next, because he's been so incredible in so many ways. He fights so hard. He loves his state. He loves the people. Think of it, a new branch of the United States military, United States Armed Forces, called Air Force. I never talked about that. That's something we never talked about. But what we just saw, we just left pleasure. A very big hello to a place where we've done very well, Sioux Falls. Thank you very much, Sioux Falls. Thank you. So, Sioux City, let me ask you, and the worst president in the history of our country who is cognitively impaired, we would be in World War II very quickly. The worst president in the history of our country will be a fading nightmare. He'll be a fading memory.
Also getting a lot of responses from people who are saying things like this. Mike Madrid writes, it would be poetic justice to end Donald Trump's career by having him lose to a black woman. I think it's also important, though, that we point out Donald Trump's not just mental decline, but the fact that Kamala Harris is a prosecutor, Donald Trump is a convicted felon. Let's run back this Kamala ad, Vice President Harris ad, immediately, please. Here, play this clip.
Sick of this? Well, think about this. He's a world leader in temper tantrums. She never loses her cool. She prosecuted sex predators. He is one.
Grab him by the...
She shut down for-profit colleges that swindled Americans. He was a for-profit college.
At Trump University, we teach success.
Literally. He's owned by the big banks. She's the attorney general who beat the biggest banks in America and forced them to pay homeowners $18 billion. He's tearing us apart. She'll bring us together. This is Trump. And in every possible way, this is the anti-Trump. So if that's what you're looking for in your next president, there's really only one. Kamala.
And I think it's also critical that we point out Donald Trump's connections to Jeffrey Epstein as well, which we will continue to do here at the MeidasTouch Network. Here is a video that we had prepared here. Play the
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
What does Tiffany have of Marla's?
She's got Marla's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this part yet.
He routinely spoke fawningly of Jeffrey. He admired Epstein's lifestyle.
That was using the Kendrick Lamar song, Not Like Us. But you can go and take a look at some of my other videos where we talk all about Donald Trump's connections with Epstein. So that's where we are now. Democratic Party, pro-democracy community rallying around Vice President Kamala Harris, getting endorsement after endorsement. We will keep you posted here every step of the way on the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe and let's get to 3 million subscribers together. It's going to be a lot of updates here.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.